to your attention, both with WBAL being contacted and called in to investigate that, and politicians being contacted and complaints being, put in place, and nothing happened. My son has been going to was going to Mervo at that time, and nothing happened. But because it fits your agenda at this point with your crime plan and everything else, is when you want to bring it up. This is where something's got to give. A young man was shot not too far away from security or even the front door of the school. Make that make sense. You want to have off-duty police officers secure the football field during games, but yet my son was there right after Jeremiah was killed, and they had a football game, and an issue started. They started fighting. Where were the off-duty police officers?
Apparently, someone has suggested that Mervo, that the school police start arming themselves.
This
Yeah, and so
the only reason why I could speak directly about Mervo is because for 4 years we had direct interaction with Mervo.
Yeah.
But,
it says the approach is a departure from most previous city leaders who adopted a more traditional tough on crime approach. Violence claimed the lives of 12 school-aged children last academic year, and city schools relies on the community partnership like Monsey and Mayor Scott's pilot program to reduce the violence through alternative solutions that address the real issues behind the harm, said Baltimore City Public Schools CEO Dr. Sonia Santelises. So, I mean, that is that. And so, blah, blah, blah. So who said this? Our officers don't sign up to die, said Sergeant Clyde Boatwright, a Baltimore City school police officer and FOP president. If he just killed one person, he'll kill another. Boatwright says the shooter ran from the scene but was quickly apprehended for one reason, because the murder happened at 2:54 in the afternoon. It was 19 minutes after dismissal when school police were armed. Okay.
Okay. You've been around schools in Baltimore City from when you first graduated college to now. Now you see at the end of the school day, you'll see police cars, SUVs, patrol cars at the schools, whether it be at the front or the back. So this child felt comfortable enough to walk up, not drive up. He walked up to the school and shot Jeremiah. No fear.
Yeah, because
so all the Mervo alums,
we have to go to a break. Sorry, we'll be back.
We don't break the laws. We just make up our own. The internet's best choice for music. She's the boss. Radio Network.
Yeah, that's the sound of today's business community. It's a dog-eat-dog world and only the strong survive. The challenge is navigating the ever-changing business environment to put your business in the forefront. So how does your business keep up with the changes? That's where She's the Boss Network comes in. She's the Boss Network is an internet media network that's been helping businesses like yours get the exposure that you're looking for at reasonable cost by way of radio and video. They'll help you stay successful by navigating change and seeing the big picture. After She's the Boss Network analyzes your business and marketing strategies, you'll start to see a media presence like you've never seen in your business before. And She's the Boss Network doesn't stop there. They use their findings to create a practical plan of action, a plan that will get your business from where you are to where you need to be. There you go. Lock those dogs up for good by giving She's the Boss Network a call at 866-494-5945, extension 101, or by checking their website at she'sthebossradio.com. Again, that's 866-494-5945, extension 101, or she'sthebossradio.com.
Information is power. Learning from active professionals? That's priceless. Functional Training Zone. It's career awareness you can't get in the classroom. Become a trainer. Make a difference. Visit functionaltrainingzone.net.
We don't break the laws. We just make up our own. The internet's best choice for music. She's the boss. Radio Network.
All right, y'all. So that's his plan on trying to do better. I don't know if it's even gonna work because I don't know. It just seems like a lot of things that have been tried have not been coming to fruition.
Because there's no follow through. You don't have that one piece that is missing. You guys want to use force against these kids, whomever is doing this. Mental health providers need to go out there. Not saying that mental health providers signed up to be killed, because that's far from the truth. But at the same time, when you go up to people and you constantly abuse the community you're supposed to patrol, there's going to be a lot of hate. That doesn't excuse the fact that this kid or kids are going around killing each other. It doesn't take away from that.
The comments here are not in Brandon's favor. I'll say that.
Yeah, and Brandon not being that old, you know what I'm saying? He's a youngster. I thought he was going to come to this job with new ideas because...
One would hope.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Right.
Is that he was going to come here with the... And I'm not saying he's corrupt, but he is corruptible.
Every politician is.
Right. So it kills me just to watch this thing, watch him make all these big promises, and the way he was as city council president. Remember, we were seeing him with the police department. The FOP came up there, not the FOP, BPD came in there giving him numbers, and he had all the information in front of him. He was questioning, he was asking people to do this and do that, and holding them accountable at that time. But what I wanted him to do was take that same energy to the next level as mayor. Nothing, the department, what is it, the mayor's employment program that they have? How many programs have been shut down by the mayor's office? I'm not saying him particularly, but the mayor's office. A lot of programs were shut down. That might have helped. I keep saying the PAL program. The rec centers, give these kids something to do. I didn't hear anything about the work program for the summer. I know there are not a lot of companies that are willing to hire students. But my thing is, Hopkins, Under Armour, Amazon, all these companies, big companies that are getting tax breaks for having warehouses all over Maryland, they should be held to account. That if you're getting a tax break, dude, check this out. You're going to have to hire X amount of kids for the summertime.
That kind of runs into this next thing when we talk about like tax hikes and stuff, or tax breaks. But you're right. They need stuff outside of school. But I guess he's just trying to focus on the in-school stuff. I don't know, but I don't know if any of his plan is going to work. I mean, I hope so. But with teaching the conflict resolution and stuff. But also another point is, it's only going to work if the kids buy into it. They have to want to do this too, because they can, say everything that they want to say to the mediators and blah, blah, blah. And then when they go back out onto the street, they just go get a gun and shoot somebody. So, they have to put in the effort too. I mean, it can't all be on the mayor. Like, yes, it is his job to sit here and come up with new, innovative ideas and stuff like that. But damn, at what point are the kids and the parents going to take responsibility for messing up their own lives and messing up other people's lives and do what they have to do to make it better?
Right. And I agree 100%. It's not all on the politicians. You got to start at home.
But I wanted to also talk about this article from Baltimore Sun. The outside investors are building up homes in Baltimore's low-income and black neighborhoods. So it kind of went with what you said, because as you were talking about like tax breaks and stuff, I'm reading about how all these companies are jumping. So apparently one person had said, where is it at? If you want wanted to give investors a drug. Baltimore's the drug. This guy Jason J. Walsh said, he's an investor. The prices are right, the rents are right, the property taxes are right, the appraised values are right. Some people think it's easy. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. But if you're willing to put in the work, I think it's a diamond in the rough, even with the rats. So we got all these people coming into Baltimore, buying up properties, and if you're actually going to do something with it, make it profitable for the city and of course yourself, because what else is the point? Then fine, but that doesn't always happen. Like we talked before about the housing, and we didn't get into commercial stuff, but just the residential housing in itself. Like you asked, because I brought up again to somebody how 10% of the abandoned homes are the cities, and you were like, how does the city have abandoned housing? And that's a really good question. I don't know. Like, why is the city not doing more to because God, I mean, I'm still driving around seeing boarded up houses, and some of those houses people are living in. So it's not as if they are abandoned.
But you remember, sorry to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead.
But you remember, was it last year, or the year before, they said that they were going to put QR codes, so
Yeah.
you can
Forgot all about
scan
that.
that QR code, and it tells you exactly who owns it,
Yeah.
and how much the taxes are.
Has
and
that
all of
happened?
No.
Well, I know Charm City Buyers said that they were finally putting up like symbols, like if it was hazardous or something. So they're finally doing that.
Yeah,
But
is there
that's
a
in
body
response
this
to like the
building before I
fires.
buy it?
Yeah, and that's in response to all the fires because oh my god, firefighters. I was about to say, what are they called? Firefighters and other people are dying in these homes because the structure's so poor, and you don't really know that. You would if the manager or property manager actually kept up with the house and let people know what was going on with it. But no, you just let it sit there and let trees grow through the roof or whatever. It's yeah, but anyway, so they come every Thursday to bid on foreclosed homes. So let me start with the first sentence. Brian Leibowitz eyes the newcomers on the courthouse steps with skepticism. They come every Thursday to bid on foreclosed homes at public auctions, pulling up properties on their cell phones and raising their hands if they see a deal that looks good on paper. Leibowitz, the director of acquisitions for a Baltimore real estate company, knows that making money here takes more than just adding up numbers. The seasoned homebuyer can navigate red tape, has enough cash to wait out permitting delays. Oh, good for him. Knows which homes are in food deserts, monitors which neighborhoods have higher crime rates, and tracks whether blocks are about to stabilize or come apart. Maybe we should have him on the show. Baltimore tends to chew people up and spit them out, Leibowitz said of the newcomers. So in recent years, a wave of home investors has come to Baltimore. Rising interest rates have tempered interest lately, but they're still buying. They buy at auctions, they buy from real estate listings, they buy from other investors, they buy through wholesalers. An analysis of property sales data by the Baltimore Sun shows that investors from across the world have bought property in Baltimore, particularly in low income, predominantly black neighborhoods that have high rates of vacant homes. And so I think that's part of the whole not gerrymandering, what's the other G word? Gentrification. Because you have these people from outside the US or even outside of Maryland or whatever, or even outside Baltimore, buying these homes in predominantly black, low income places, but they may want black people there, who knows, in their stores, but they dress it up in a way that really kind of ends up pushing black people out. Because they want it to look a certain way. And I understand like certain aesthetics. Like if I'm taking a photo as a photographer, a lot of that stuff matters. The way your hair looks in it, whatever, your makeup, I get it. So you want this nice looking store or this nice looking residence, but you don't want certain things around it to
And that's
skew
crazy,
people from
because
coming
it's
into the
true.
neighborhood.
It is so true. And
Yeah. And so more than a third of all city home sales recorded in the first half of 2022 were investor purchases, double the rate just 3 years ago. In some predominantly black neighborhoods, including Broadway East in East Baltimore, Carrollton Ridge in the Southwest, and West Baltimore's Harlem Park, 3 out of every 5 homes sold since 2019 have been bought by investors. In 2019, the median home sales price to an investor was $42,000. Earlier this year, that number hit $72,000.
it was a house right next to me that was
Yeah. Well, so this is interesting. A recent Hopkins study by researchers found that investors own more than a quarter of city homes with vacant building notices. So the city owns 10%. These investors own 25. So where's the other 65%?
People that came here, bought property for citizenship, and then as soon as they got their citizenship, left the country.
So what the, you know what? Let's end on a good note. I saw this article. This guy, it says he's a Kentucky coal miner. He rushed from work to watch a basketball game with his son, and this man was filthy. But he had no time to shower, no time to change. But he said, "Damn it, I'm gonna make it to that game with my son," and that's what they did. And I think it was a college game, and either the coach or whoever was like, "You know what? That's what's up," and gave them VIP tickets for, I guess, at least another game. So I thought that was pretty awesome that this man was willing to go as dirty as he was and stinky as he was to go be with his son. And that's what's up. And apparently that's something that he does regularly. So big up to that dude. And a Maryland man who is blind, who I think invented a bag so that his stick, if it lands in some dog dookie, doesn't go in his bag with all his personal belongings. Now it goes into something else. So he invented that out of frustration because a-holes don't want to pick up their dog dookie. So anyway, but thanks for listening. This has been Deplorable Rhetoric on She's the Boss Radio. To follow She's the Boss Radio, go to Facebook, She's the Boss Radio on Twitter, WSTBRN on IG, and WSTBR on Twitch and Tumblr. You could also go to she'sthebossradio.com, listen to Alexa or Siri, or go to Shoutcast or TuneIn. Deplorable Rhetoric on Facebook, Deplorable_Rhetoric on Instagram, and We Rant to Rave, the number 2 on Twitter, which we may not be on long. But anyway, we'll talk at y'all next Tuesday.
She's the boss. Radio Network.